So I'm grabbing these lamps and moving back and forth to swing off of them and gain some momentum. Taking a vending machine there and throwing it at someone. So again, I'm reproducing the vending machine, and this time hitting a guard over the head with it. So there's a security camera down there, and I need to avoid it or it will electrify all of that. There I made some acid and destroyed the floor, which disrupted the electrical signal, making a Bunsen burner to produce a flame here that extends the platforms. And this is the same thing, but it's a motion sensor that extends them. These gun turrets are pretty deadly. So then here's a giant room, and it has electrified floor beneath and a lot of exploding mines here. I kind of fumbled there, so I'm taking a moment to repair myself. And there I grabbed someone's gun and, getting shot at again. Okay, grabbed another gun. And this time I ate a person to get some more matter to patch up the creator crate. And you always want to take furniture if you see it. So there I depressed this weight switch, which activated a mine to blow it up. We're going to be talking about CreatorCrate's circular world. Now, right now we're at the outer edge of the space station, and you can just barely see that curvature. But if we zoom out with the map, you can see it way more, and eventually you see it's a gigantic circle. Now, this isn't a trick. CreatorCrate's world is literally circular, and we're going to take a look at that. Now we've got the entire map exposed, and I can start showing you how CreatorCrate makes these seamless curved worlds. So we zoom way in here and we see a regular room, but I select it and you can start seeing the shape of that room. So it has a curved bottom and a curved top. The closer to the center of the station you get, the more obvious this curvature is. And another feature of these rooms is the bottom is wider than the top. And the farther up you go, the more narrow the rooms are. You can really see them tapering now. Now, eventually, if I did this long enough, you'd get to a point where the rooms were so narrow where you wouldn't even have a level. They just, there wouldn't be anywhere for the player to fit. So I use one more trick here, where eventually you have one big room stacked on top of two smaller rooms. And these are pretty infrequent, and they're placed strategically, so you never really notice it's happening. But eventually, if you continue, you get into these spaces where you're running all the way around the circle in a single room. This area is in the center of the space station. It doesn't rotate, so there's no gravity here, and you can run along the walls. So I'm throwing the Bunsen burner to activate that flame switch over there. And there's one of the gun turrets. We'll have to be really careful of those through here. Sneaking up on this guard and taking her flamethrower. And I also stole the gun from that guard. So these cameras can be blocked with smoke, so that's what I'm doing here. And grabbing a table to keep our matter up before we sneak past this camera. That one looks like it's also disabled, but you can see there wasn't enough smoke there, so the gun turret still got me. Activating another one of those flame switches and grabbing another piece of furniture. I'm using the fan to avoid these electrified walls. And here's another section where we can use some smoke to block that camera. But here I'm using the fan to move the smoke around. so that that other camera can be blocked. And we are sneaking past it and using the fan to maneuver. And we made it through. So you can see that the arm follows the mouse cursor around the screen, and we can use it to pick up objects, and wherever I point the cursor, the object will follow. Now we can just set them down on the ground, or if we move the arm, you can see there's a little trail to the object. And if I let go while that trail is going with a little force, the object flies across the room. Because you're picking up these physical objects, like in most games, if you pick something up, it becomes part of the player character. And that's just kind of taped onto the sprite. It doesn't really have much implications for gameplay. But in CreatorCrate, the object you picked up keeps being a physical object in world space. Like you can see that this drink cooler is keeping us from going through the entrance here. And wherever it is, there's actually a collider there. So let's set this down because there's no way we're getting through that gap. And you can also use objects to knock people over. You can throw objects at people. There's a lot of cool implications because of this. So if you hold an object out in front of you, you're seeing it's blocking these bullets that are coming towards me. And let's go ahead and just spawn some guards in. So eventually, this object has health, so if she keeps shooting it, it's going to get destroyed. But I can also just knock her over with it and take her gun. We're on the outside of the space station. This is late in the game after the player has disabled the station spin. This is on the very edge of the ring. And these mechs are all that's stopping us from escaping on the spaceship. So there I'm distracting these mechs with some thrown items. And that's the shove ball. It's one of my favorite items in the game. It gives you a massive boost, so it's nice for really getting going through these areas. There I took a wrong turn because that giant laser would blow me up if it got a good shot at me. But now we have to go through here. There's a missile turret. And I need to be careful it doesn't kill me. Trying to disable it with some acid, and the second shot landed. So a little bit of a breather here while we go through. But I'm sure these mechs will catch up soon. And there they are. So I managed to throw some acid at that one and blow it up. This reinforcement timer up there ticks down if you kill one of them. And we're really getting going here with the shove balls. So the missile turrets that are going to blow up the ship are also targeting the player. So you can see those rings of skulls closing in on you. If they get a good shot, you're dead. So you need to be real careful about how long you spend over those big open portions. Using the shove ball to dodge those shots. And grabbing a chair to get our matter back up. But I immediately threw it again to get a momentum boost. Anytime you throw an item, it pushes you in the other direction. So you can be clever about how you change your direction. And using the shove ball again to get away from these mechs. There's the anti-ship missile turret. We're almost out of here. And if I can just get through that airlock over there, I'll be safe from the mechs. But first we need to cycle through it. And we made it. So now we're entering the pressurized area. You can see the acoustics and sound effects really changed. And this area would normally be under spin, so there'd be gravity. But because it's disabled, we can run along the walls. Thank you so much for watching and have a great week.
CreatorCrate.